want me to go high, so I'm finna go high. They want me to go far.
So next we're gonna tap into another topic that I really like. I want to hear your. I'm anxious to hear your thoughts and opinion. Is what makes a successful team in today's league?
Ooh, I've like I've thought about this a lot, and I think the first thing would be like obviously your star, but I think an underrated part that goes unnoticed is like the extension of the coach. Because I remember watching the Paul George podcast, them talking about like they don't really have practice too much, so it's like you need to have that guy who's really like the extension of the coach on the floor, setting the plays, doing quick on their feet, calling out the other defense. I feel like you need to have like that high IQ player on there, whether it be your point guard or your star, or like Jokic, just a hybrid of all of it. and
Yeah,
mhm. Oh, go ahead.
I
Go ahead.
I agree with you. I think you do need extension of the coach on the floor, whether it's like you said, the point guard or whoever that may be, to hold people accountable and also run plays for the guys, set the stars up. Of course, you need about 3 stars. I really think that's kind of washed away now. I think 2 stars is can do you justice. And also some good role players, and another, like I said before, you gotta trust your role players. You gotta instill confidence in your role players to carry games. If the star player is not, having a good game, you can trust your role players to go in there and lead the way and not slow things down. So, and also I believe you need some two-way wings, because I feel like this is a wing heavy league, and without perimeter defense, it's like you're gonna you're gonna let off a bunch of threes, especially in today's game.
Oh yeah, like you need to have someone to be able to guard, like to just rotate out. Let's say to like pick up those fouls, so your stars doesn't have to. Like you're gonna throw like PJ Tucker, very much like a dirty work guy, being able to be there, guard, like definitely just putting pressure on the perimeter.
Yeah, most definitely. So, yeah, I think that's pretty much for me. I think that's all what builds a successful team. Anything else you wanna add on?
I like the emphasis that you made on like the role guys, just giving the examples. I remember for the Bucks, like Bryn Forbes going off for one game, and then like the next series, him not playing at all. Like that's just like insane, and being able to like, you have to
Yeah.
trust your role guys. You definitely have to like instill confidence in them to have those type of nights, and also for them to be okay with like not playing at all.
Yeah, similar to like Derrick Jones Jr. Like it was time, and Andre Drummond. It was time that they didn't get any playing times, but when they number was called, they delivered in some huge big moments. And those two guys who I feel like it was on a huge leash by Billy Donovan, especially Drummond. Anytime he made a mistake, I knew he was getting pulled in the
Oh
next
yeah,
the next turnover, next time out.
Drummond was. It was funny with Drummond. I hated that he got like the DMPs when we needed him,
Yes.
and then he would also do like some dumb stuff, but at the same time, I'm like, that's what you're in for that once you sign Andre Drummond.
Yeah, you should know what you're getting into. And just looking back at the past champions, like I know the Nuggets haven't won it yet, but just look at that team. You got 2 star players, and you got great role players surrounding them that Mike Malone can trust. Look back at the Warriors last year, Jordan Poole, Kaminga, Moody, and those guys. Steve Kerr trusted them. Look at that Bucks team. So I feel like you gotta install some confidence into your role players to step up and continue to play great basketball.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. Like you go back to any championship, like even let's we're a Bulls channel. Steve Kerr, Patson hitting those shots. That's what it's all about.
Yep, I agree. Who's more likely not to return this upcoming season from this Chicago Bulls roster?
I'd have to go with Demar. Like that's the easiest candidate because like think about it. Like he's gonna net you the most back, but at the same time, this AK doesn't seem like he wants to tank whatsoever. Like take a step back, but in a way, like You need to make a change. You can't just like stay stronghold with this roster, and you can't really move Lonzo's contract, and you're not really. It doesn't make sense to move Levine. So like, the
Yeah,
obvious choice would just definitely be Demar.
yeah, I agree with you. I think Demar is at the top of my list. I still do believe that it's a chance that he's going to be moved because if you want to make moves, somebody realistic has to go. Like I said earlier in the podcast, you can't say you want to sign everybody and then keep everybody and not make any moves to get better. I think we've seen realistically this big three ceiling. I think DeMar, like you said, outside of Zach, I think you can get a lot from DeMar DeRozan. And I think I would throw Vooch at number two. I still believe it's a world that we could see Vooch get moved for the simple fact that if I'm a GM, I know DeMar DeRozan contract is up. Maybe I could flip Vooch for some expiring contract, let those fall off the book, and try to reset things around Zach Levine. Maybe wait till Zoe book fall. Now, all I got on my books is the young guys and Zach Levine contract, and I think you're now in a better position than where you were, what than you once was. With trading one of those guys to get more expiring contract rather than tying up into these older guys and still being in mediocrity.
Oh yeah, like I don't remember last season they were ready to like the rumors of Vooch for Gobert were definitely high, so like
Yeah,
Vooch is definitely second, and it made sense for them to try to like reset, maybe take a step back in terms of personnel, and then really try to like retool around
yeah,
Levine since unfortunately Lonzo got hurt and he was the one that brought everybody together. So now
and
it's like,
and he fit the talent line. He had the youth, only 24 years old,
oh yeah,
and I don't think the Bulls should be tying money into these Asian vets. So it was something else I was going to tap into and say.
I mean
Yeah, let's go ahead
maybe
first
they they get you, Vooch and Lamar get you like the third pick, see
though.
get Scoot.
Hey, that would be nice, man. That would be nice. But dang, what I forgot what I was going to say. It was about the Bulls doing a move. Lost my mad too. So something I was thinking about. But yeah, I feel like the Bulls should just start the youth movement. Just go younger. I think it's time, man. I really do think it's time. Oh yeah, I knew what I was gonna say. Um, even if I just want the front office to not hold on to Vooch because they felt like since we didn't make the playoff that this trade would be a fail. Because my honest opinion, I don't think this trade was a failure. I feel like AK saw that this team wasn't good enough, so he decided to make a swing, which is okay for a GM to do. Did you give up too much? Maybe, but I feel like the trade was the right trade to make at that point because you evaluated the talent that was there. You realized it's not what you want, so you made a move and you brought in Vooch. So I think that trade would not be a failure because when have we seen here in Chicago from the Bulls a GM take a mid-season trade at this caliber to make? We haven't seen it.
Definitely. Like I don't. Yeah, with Vooch, they're like, oh yeah, the Magic fleeced us. I don't like look at the trade like that. Like the trade came and went. We lost the pits, but it's not like it's gonna damage the Bulls for like future seasons.
Yeah,
And like Vooch is still a solid player, and he still can net you back some stuff. Yeah, you gave up more, but he's still. It'd be different if he just wasn't productive at all and just had a huge regression. I have a problem with him not making the threes as much, but that's also due to like Billy Donovan not having him set up right.
yeah.
But that's like,
And I feel like that wasn't even a move that kind of made things, bad. Like, don't get me wrong, I love Demar, but I said it plenty of times. When the move was even made, like Demar did wonderful things for us, but I still believe that he wasn't the right fit for what we needed as building a team that as the moves were being made. Like I think was Zoe was announced before uh Demar. So Zoe was the floor general. We had our shooting guard and Zach. I feel like we should have kept Patrick Williams after three and got a big power forward to play next to Vooch that can, make up for what Vooch lacking. And that's why I don't believe Demar actually fit that what we were trying to do that off season.
Like I think that offseason their problem was they just made too many moves at once, rather than like, all right, we got we got Zoe, we got Vooch, let's slow it down. And then those microtransactions they did for like Troy Brown Jr. and like just other ones really didn't help them out in the long run because they gave up a few more than they should.
Yeah,
Like they didn't have times like, all right, we see that they're working here. Let's see if we get a Demar right now and
right.
put it. They really went all out when they didn't have to.
Yeah. Fact, you hit it right on the head. Like that Demar move could have maybe somebody would have came in and got Demar, but I feel like you could have ran with Zoe, Zach, Pat, whoever you had the four, Vooch, still had Caruso. I feel like we still would have had the same kind of production, but not as crazy. And
Hmm.
then come the All-Star break, you could have evaluated and see we need this kind of a guy to take us to that next level and then make that trade. Like I feel like they made too many trades without, thinking how can this play out good and bad.
Hmm.
So I like I said, I think Vooch wasn't really the trade that I would say that was a failure. Even though DeMar trade wasn't a failure as well, but I feel like Vooch fit DeMar trade. I didn't think that trade was the as far as fit wise,
Hmm.
what's the right move.
I think like if timeline wise, if they were to like let's say trade for DeMar first and then like Vooch, I would kind of feel the same way. Just like I'd be fine with them. It's just ultimately like giving up too much at once for like these veteran players and not being able to really see what you have with your young guys and
Yeah.
not like go off and get too give up too much because then you're just stuck in this hole now.
Yeah, so I think those like two other guys I probably think that's not gonna be on here as well is I feel like it's a world that even though they probably pick up their player option, Drummond or Derrick Jones Jr. could be a possibly trade candidate as well.
Oh yeah.
I think I got to toss in Caruso because I feel like Caruso is the guy that you need if you going for a championship, and I feel like his value is at an all time high, especially coming off of all team defensive. I feel like you can get a lot for Caruso right now to really pick a lane because I feel like the longer you keep going into this playing the stars and still trying to grow the young players, it's not going to work because if you're aiming for the playoffs, you're going to run with them over the young guy because they're guys who can still make mistakes and stuff like that. So you just got to pick a lane and try to go with that lane.
Oh yeah. Like I think in terms of value, I think Caruso's like I think he bring you even more than Vooch just his all the like how you said the championship teams the contenders they want like defense they need like a scrappy guy like that
Yeah, most
and it's
definitely.
just like I could see him definitely like them Drummond just being moves so then you can have like open up the lane for your young guys so they can elevate and make those mistakes and figure out who do we have as like who are these players like try to see their ceilings now before like you just limit what they could do and then go off somewhere else and then like repeat
Yeah,
that cycle over again.
most definitely. And you want to see what you got before you pay him as well. You don't want to pay a guy that you haven't really seen what he's capable of doing when given a role that that fit his pay grade.
Very true. When I think about the P. Will contract, sometimes I'm like, it could be like a Scotty situation. He signs that long deal, and it's looked at like at an underpay.
Yeah,
I'm like, I hope, not that I hope he gets his money, but like I hope it definitely team friendly works out for both ends at the end of the day.
most definitely. So before we wrap up, what are your prediction like if you had to pick six players that's on this roster that's returning? Who would they be?
Be definitely Zach. That's definitely returning. Kobe. Kobe has to return. Pat, Dalen Terry. Uh, who else would it be? I could see Vooch returning, and then Io.
Y'all got Zach, Pat, Kobe, Io, uh, Vooch, and then I'd probably say Dalen Terry. Yep. And the honorable mention, some way, somehow, Patrick Beverly found his way back on this team.
That'd be great. I am definitely all for Patrick Beverly being here.
Most definitely. Most definitely. I feel like we need that energy. He bring that veteran leadership. And I don't think he's going to get the type of money he think he's going to get. So I think he's going to get a similar cheap deal.
True. Yeah. I don't. I wouldn't know what team would give. Maybe if like Houston misses out on.
Maybe, yeah, that's probably one team.
Yeah.
Or Detroit. Detroit, they got the money to spend.
True. Definitely. Like if they just want that veteran presence to start trying to build a winning culture.
Yeah, most definitely. So we gonna see, man. We still early on into this off season. Still got the finals going on. I appreciate you for giving me some of your time to chop the Bulls. Hopefully we see you back here to talk some more Bulls sports. And make sure you guys all check out local Bulls fan on YouTube. All his stuff will be in the description of this video. Any last word before we wrap things up?
Might be. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you for reaching out. It's an honor just to be on here. It was great catching up. Just really just getting to know each other, just talking ball. It's definitely it was just such a great time, man.
Yeah.
I can't wait. We do it again. Just
Most definitely.
phenomenal.
This is just a filler for we both can fill each other out. The next one we gonna it's gonna be even more better. So
True, most definitely.
make sure y'all stay tuned for us working together in the future. So yeah, Chicago, like always, man, stay safe, stay blessed. Catch y'all in the next one. Peace.